You found the hidden key. This card says strategy, and you can see that there's a key right at the top. We're going to look at the strategy today on how you actually find this key in this reality, because somewhere you have discovered some sort of a key that unlocks something very important for your journey. Now, for some of you with cornucopia here, this is some sort of abundance. And with goddess of the moon beneath that. Now, for some of you, this could be like a person that you see as a goddess, right? Or a god. But this is like the high priestess, guys. So you could definitely be somebody who identifies with that archetype, male, female, non-binary, however you identify. You could be somebody that works with the realms. You know what I'm talking about by there's a version of you, a higher version of you, however you want to term that. A future version of yourself that has found some sort of a key, and that's what I'm announcing today in today's reading. But they want to show how to get to that position where you find that key. So that's what today's reading is about, is the strategy itself. We have 4 pieces, count them, 4 pieces of bloodstone. Very nice pieces, might I add. I got these imported from India. They are heliotrope, known as bloodstone. They are extremely grounding. I like the green one the best. This is excellent for grounding. Now, in my pull that I pulled this morning, I got the Hermit twice. And they started pulling me into a collective message to share with everybody here, dovetailing off of what they were speaking to me about. And it was the Hermit. The reason I decided not to put the Hermit in the thumbnail is because I feel like we're beyond that. I'm talking to people that are already either in the Hermit currently, or you've been playing around with that. Like you've been looking to ground yourself. You've been looking for answers, keys, trying to figure out how to get yourself to the next level, whatever that means for you. And so with this high priestess energy, I'm bringing in some grounding stones because it's easy to get lost out there, especially when we're doing all of this timeline work. So let's look at the strategy today from a grounded perspective. I'm going to use the energy oracle today for our 3 cards, and then I'll clarify with the traditional Rider-Waite. We have the Devil at the bottom. See, that's why we're doing this reading, because not only are there going to be like more bosses to defeat in the video game along the way with the Devil, so we're going to look at the strategy. You have this angel feather here with this journal filled with everything we need to know. This ties me into the Akashic records. I work heavily with the Akashic records. When I was like 5 years old, I saw this open eye vision of a huge book opening up in the sky when my parents were driving me to Grammy's house. She was I believe my Grammy was a medium. She was a psychic medium, but she was in the closet, right? So anyways, I definitely inherited some of her spiritual gifts, and also from my mother's Italian side. I definitely feel there were gifts passed down from that side as well, but that's for another day. All right. So we have woman holding a coin here with cornucopia. For some of you, this is like a key to a safe, spiritually speaking, where something is going to be unlocked, and it literally might have just something to do with the way you perceive yourself. Like, I'm the type of person that would be a woman holding a coin, you know? Like, this is kind of like the Queen of Pentacles. This is like embracing the Queen of Pentacles archetype or the King of Pentacles archetype, whichever resonates more with you. Happy family here as well. Some of you, this is a person, like I said, like, you know, there's a lot of ways this is coming through here. So I'm just going to pull some cards and we will unpack this astral suitcase, right? We got Jesus in the house. We're going to be all right. All right. Sometimes I just want to pop a clown nose on when I'm not triggered, right? Honk, honk. Hell, just for fun. All right. Thanks for being here, Jesus. And then we got Fabio right behind him. See, there's some sort of a spiritual connection here, all jokes aside, kind of looming in the backdrop with rest and rejuvenation. That's that hermit energy. All right, here we are. We're all in the right room. This is really a hermit reading. It's a reading of introspection, meditation, and astral travel, timeline work, and healing all in one. That's where we find this key. So let's look at the strategy today. Hello and welcome back to the Metamystic Show. It's Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. It's great to see everybody. A lot of stuff coming out. All right. This is a collective timeless reading. Let's just take a peek here. Door to value and attachment coming out here with anxiety at the bottom of the deck and envy. For some here, I want to refrain from saying you fear your own power. It's not that you fear your own power. You fear what happens when you stand in your power because you know that it's going to bring more of this evil eye into your life, that it's going to bring more problems. You know how they say more money, more problems, right? And this is not just money. This could be just you standing in your power, in your strength here. This is like the strength card. That's part of the key here. It's overcoming the fear with the devil that every single time I stand in my power or stand in my full authenticity, it's like someone comes and hits me in the nuts, basically, right? It's like when your defenses are down, you know what I mean? But it's not your defenses being down, guys. This is actually the strongest place to be is in a place of authenticity. Right? So that's part of this kind of hermit journey. And I don't mean authenticity like people talk about it. What is authenticity? Authenticity, I believe, is actually tapping into the highest version of yourself. That's what authenticity means to me. What does it mean to you guys? Let me know in the comments. I love to read your comments. What does authenticity mean to you? Because that's part of this. Because authenticity, it's not just about being yourself. It's about being able to be yourself. Because standing in that power, it's an art. And we're all different. That's why we need strategy in order to just live our regular existence. Because when there's power, there will be conflict. There will be power plays. There will be people that think you don't deserve certain things, or you just got lucky, or, you know, causing you issues with this anxiety card, making your life harder, etc. Now, I also see here With door to value and attachment, you could be attached to a former version of something that they're showing me there's a leaving that. Like, you could have had a certain idea of how your life was gonna go, or this can be anything, guys. It's having an attachment. I'm gonna put it up with the devil card. You and me both here. This has happened to me many times, and I've had to let stuff go, and it's felt like a huge tower moment. Like when my faith deconstructed, for example, like I couldn't have been more sure. I was literally trained from the time I was a child. We can thank the Left Behind series for this. I like literally pictured in my head full visualization that, like, what would I do if I had to stand up for my faith and someone had a pew pew to my head and they said, renounce Christ or die. And I had to be like, I stand for Christ. And then boom, boom. It's like, that's kind of crazy to be thinking of yourself as a martyr as a like 10-year-old kid. But anyways, all right. Yeah. The rapture still hasn't happened. I'm still waiting. Right. All right. What is all this now? All right. So a lot's going to come up as you're in this hermit place because beliefs are being challenged. I'm hearing that. Beliefs are being challenged. Beliefs are being challenged. It's like I'm seeing this kind of dystopian imagery, and I've seen this place multiple times. I've had dreams of being in this place. It looks kind of futuristic. Everybody's wearing the same white outfit. And there's this big like circular elevator. I've seen certain celebrities there. Like when I've passed by them, this is a place that I've seen multiple times where I've gotten on an elevator and they bring me up the elevator to another level, but it was real. Like I've had dreams like this and I've had visions like this when I've been meditating, and actually it came true. It wasn't just like a metaphor. I'm seeing the elevator in today's reading. So you're on the elevator right now and there's an attachment and it feels kind of scary. It's like leaving behind an old reality that is, it's becoming obsolete. But guys, it's literally, this is the equivalent. It's like updating your iOS on your phone or your computer. This and I am extremely sentimental. For years, I had in my head that I was going to write a book called Sentimental. Then I thought I was going to have an album called Sentimental because I'm so fucking sentimental. I keep stuff from years ago. Like I make scrapbooks with things. I'm very sentimental. Like all of my journals are filled with like concert tickets and business cards from certain locations. And like I buy souvenirs wherever I go. But there's something here about looking at this as an upgrade, like a computer system, letting go of this attachment. It's only an upgrade. It's only up from here, guys. You're getting in the elevator. You're not going down to hell. You're actually coming up from it. So as that elevator is moving, you're actually leaving this down there in hell. And then when you get out of the elevator, ding, you're getting off the elevator, door to value. You're coming out on another floor, right? And this is one of those elevators that needs the key. Have you ever had to put one of those keys in, like at a nice hotel? That's where like the nice rooms are, guys. Like the suite. The suites are where you have to like put in the special key in the elevator to go up there, like where the bar is that overlooks the beautiful scenery with the infinity pool and all that, right? So again, for some people this is literally like a money-based reading because of how it's coming through. It's a high level golden energy that translates into like the 10 of Cups. It translates into the 10 of Pentacles. Those are the cards I'm seeing here. All right. So it's going to feel, that's why we need Jesus. We need Jesus here today. Or whatever healer archetype you prefer, right? It's a healer energy. Archangel Raphael, for example, he has the green light. So we just call on the healing energies today. Yeah, for some of you, there's definitely a person involved here with caring connections. This is a higher level. The hidden key is it's given to you in that place where you're getting on the elevator. Technically, this video is you accessing the key, but it is a process of hermit meditation and study for some here. I'm seeing the Page of Pentacles. This could be like studying certain, like a school of thought, like Buddhism, or, and that's a huge topic, right? Study Buddhism. Good luck, right? Or Christianity, depending. Like maybe you read the Bible, like maybe I'm seeing like just reading, studying, taking a course if you can, getting involved with, I'm getting ninth house themes here, which is a Sagittarius house. We have the world coming through. Yeah, it's going to open you up to the world, the whole wide world with victory. This is the Akashic records here. I'm seeing this as the Akashic records. Your destiny is written in the stars. It's written in the Akashic records. This is what I believe. There are certain things that we can't change. Certain things are, I had a huge battle theologically many years ago. Yeah, here we have Metatron. What's up, Metatron? Nice to see you, buddy. There's the cube, Metatron's cube. Great to see you. All right. Metatron banishes all darkness and all of confusion. Now we have man holding a coin. All right. We got everybody here. That's like the King and Queen of Pentacles. I forgot what I was saying. Whatever. I was going to talk about some sort of study that I've done. It's all right. Okay. Let's stay on track. Because I could talk about anything forever. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of stories. It's just the Akashic records here. Oh, predestination. I used to spend a lot of time arguing theologically and studying different points of view regarding is predestination. Is it predestination? Is our life planned out, or is it all just up to us, basically just flapping in the wind out here? This is my, I don't even want to say conclusion. This is my standing point on the rock at this time, is I believe that certain things are like points, kind of like your birth chart, for example. Like certain things are set in stone. Like I am a Virgo sun with a Taurus moon and a Virgo rising. That's what it is, right? But based off of that, we're not just stuck, like especially if we have challenging placements. This is my belief on birth charts. And this ties into the concept of, is predestination a thing? Or like, is life planned out for us? Or can we change reality? Absolutely, I believe we can change reality. I believe we are magicians. I believe we are the masters of our own reality. We're like little gods. Jesus said, ye are gods, like little gods. We are meant to be that. That's the evolution of humanity, is that we are each an aspect of God walking in our highest timeline, my opinion, after many years of thought. But with your birth chart, so say you have a challenging placement or two, right? My belief is that it is actually, it's like a map of our soul, what we're born with, and it's up to us to evolve those things or to work with those opposites to make it work for us, to use those things to our advantage, to integrate those things, right? Yeah, we have the magician here. Exactly. That's a true magician, in my opinion. It's the combination of I create, but I'm also a co creator with my higher power, with the universe, with my guides, with my angels, with my ancestors. Now, you don't have to believe in that, guys, right? All right, we have financial constraints here. I feel like some people are like, I'm really struggling for money. All right, guys, walking away. See, this is that attachment thing. Remember, we had door to value, getting off the elevator, but releasing, walking away, some sort of an attachment. It's an old idea, guys. It's some sort of an old idea that you feel has like passed you by. I'm seeing the Four of Cups. You didn't miss anything. Nothing's been missed. I'm getting that very clearly. Nothing has been missed here. In fact, I'm seeing something about like a decoy dream, and I'm not trying to trip you out. I'm not God. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying there's some, like with me. I'll use me as an example, so I don't like project onto anybody, because everybody has their own story and their own experience and everything like that. But I was 100% sure since I was 14 years old that I was going to become some sort of a helper of some kind, whether it was a minister or a psychologist, or I was going to work with people in some way. I knew that at 14 years old. I had this whole spiritual experience and download where I sat on my dad's lazy boy chair in his, like in my parents' bedroom, and I got this whole channel download, and I wrote everything down, like all of the different types of people that I was going to like focus on helping, whatever that means, right? So obviously I'm not doing the minister thing, but what am I doing here? Like, it's similar, and even more so. Like, I believe this whole thing here, it's going to evolve. Like, over the next 5 years, I'll be doing a different version of this. That's what I'm saying here. There's something letting some Five of Pentacles sort of energy go with this financial constraints. There's something, it's an attachment. It's a holding on. I'm seeing the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. Fours are foundations. This is something that goes back a long way. There's something in the foundation of the building. I'm seeing it rotting. And I'm not saying this to be offensive, guys. You and me both, right? We all have things in our lives that are corroding at this time. That's even in the astrology right now, right? But there's something about letting go of an old version of something, or even an old version of yourself. And it doesn't have to be something specific, guys, because I'm hearing people say, like, I'm trying to, like, because you guys are sincere. You're trying to figure out, like, how do I let something go, or what even exactly do I need to let go? It's not really identifying what it is. It's kind of just accepting that life is exactly what it's meant to be in this moment. I got that card earlier. It was a card from the Guides of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reed, and the card was, I think it's called What is Holy, What is True, and the card talks about accepting the here and now, essentially, that you are exactly where you need to be at this moment. And that feels crazy. I don't know about you guys. I don't care. It just feels crazy to me to just kind of, it almost feels like giving up to someone who's very like driven. And I know a lot of you guys are this way as well. It's kind of like, it's like the law of detachment in a sense. Gratitude is the solution to the Four of Cups card, and being in the present moment with the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. I find that the solution to both of those things, those are the hardest to break, I feel. I have a Taurus moon, and if you guys have any fixed energy in your chart, I also have a lot of Leo placements. So if you got any fixed energy, even if not, the themes of the Four of Cups and the Four of Pentacles, those are tough. Those are like fixed energy. And it's a tricky fixed energy with the Four of Cups. It's kind of, it's like, for me, I identify with it as like a low grade depression or a numbness, or when something, confirmation has just happened so many times in the same way, it's not even that you're outright consciously like, I give up on this, or it's too good to be true. Like, I'm not going to take that cup. Like, it's too late. Like, I don't really care even anymore. Like, so many things have happened. How could my life actually change? Four of Pentacles. It's been like this for so long. I've been in this kind of stagnant thing for a bit, and not much has changed here. And you know what, guys? There's a place for that. That might sound controversial. There's a place for just accepting that you feel that way and not beating yourself up for that. Letting yourself kind of feel that. Don't ruminate in it, because I struggle with rumination, where I just think and think and think and think and go in circles for like 5 years about the same fucking thing. So I wouldn't recommend rumination, but let yourself feel sad. Let yourself feel like this sucks. Let yourself feel like I wish things were better, because that's the truth. The truth sets us free. That's the starting point. That's the beginning of this key. That's how we release the attachment, is through acknowledgement. Once we look at the elephant in the room, I did a reading a long time ago talking about the elephant in the room. Once we actually look at the elephant in the room and are like, oh my God, there's a freaking elephant. And we make friends with the elephant. We name the elephant. We get the elephant a bright orange t-shirt. We can get on that elephant and ride the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, financial constraints, wrong. I just saw 333 on the time. That's Empress. Like, male, female, blueberry? Berry. Something about berries. Bear. Financial constraints. Yeah. I ordered this cool flag. It's the new LGBTQIA plus flag with, it also includes it just includes everybody. And I got it from my desk. So I'm going to have that for the show when I need to represent. But anyways, yeah, there's something about, like, you could even be thinking like, oh, it's a bear market right now. Like, the economy's in the shitter. Yeah, there's always going to be something. There's always going to be problems. There's always going to be issues. I would just start now. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyways, I'm not trying to be harsh, guys. I'm just saying financial constraints could definitely be an issue on people's minds in this reading. All right. There we go. Sometimes it's almost like I'm answering questions at the beginning of these readings. Like, all this stuff is coming in, and then I'm just channeling out the responses to you, like, you know, like a channel, basically. So it's not just rambling. Man holding a heart. Someone's like, thank you for that. You're welcome, guys. There's many possibilities. Like, there's many doors here. Like, we're never freaking stuck, dude. Attachments. Like, we're not stuck. We have the key. Like, see how she's locked in here? Here we go. Let's unlock ya. Ready? Let's unlock ya. All right. There we go. All right. Now, see, this goes back to that authenticity thing. See how she's holding the mask? I hate when people say that. I hate when people talk about being more authentic, because I feel like the people that preach that stuff are not authentic themselves. And maybe I'm just a dick for that, but I don't know. What is authenticity to you? Leave it in the comments below. All right. Authenticity is the higher version of yourself. That's what it means to me. It's not talking about like being more yourself, because you can't be yourself everywhere. It's not safe to be yourself everywhere. Like, I would actually advise against that in certain rooms and in certain settings. And if you're around somebody abusive, that you need to keep a mask. You need to have protection around certain situations. You know, you need to be appropriate in certain situations. Like, you know, I like to wear like low cut shirts, but I'm not going to wear that into a certain setting. Does that make sense? It's something like that. Now, you can wear whatever you want, guys, right? I'm just saying. All right. And 1. The thinking man. It's kind of like the King of Swords in a way. So yeah, that's the strategy card. Okay, here we are. We're in the right room, everybody. We're back. Okay. Sometimes the astral traveling, we get out too far. That's why we have this. That's why we have the bloodstone. All right. Here we go. These stones are sick. I use these like every freaking day. Sometimes I put 2 like behind my back on my rocking chair. I put them in my pockets. They're heavy. Like I use this stuff to ground me. And I get out there, man. Trust me. I get astral traveling. People say they see me in their dreams all the time and stuff. Like, yeah, that's why. Because I'm out there, man. I'll see you guys out there if you wanna catch up sometime. See you in the astral realm. 1, 2, and 3. All right. Angel of Balance. Storm Warning and Happy Family. Healer of the Ages. Yeah, there's something to do with healing here when it comes to the concept of a happy family in general, having your own, dealing with it's healing like excuse me guys, confirmation on that. It's healing the concept of family. Angel of Balance, Storm Warning. This is like learning how to fly above the storm. This is giving me eagle energy with the storm warning. Yeah, it's like learning to fly through the rain. Pushing through the rain. Like, see how it's a happy sunny day in front of the ocean? But there's a tornado on this card. There's something being healed inside. Yeah, look, we have Thinking Woman here as well. So we've had Thinking Woman and Thinking Woman and Thinking Man, and we've had man holding a coin and woman holding a coin. So that's kind of like I'm suddenly like not able to speak. I don't know, guys. All right, I'm a Gemini midheaven. Let's get it together. Basically, that's like the King and Queen of Swords and the King and Queen of Pentacles. So, all right, let's look. Okay. You found the hidden key for the collective. Card number 1. We have action. Very interesting here. We're going to clarify these. I don't know why. I love this card. I love the bright green. Remember how I talked about green with Archangel Raphael? One time I had this absolutely life-changing vision. I wrote a song about it years ago. I was probably like 19 or something when I had this vision. It was a vision that changed my life. I was walking down a pathway, a dirt road, and on both sides there were trees. I walked over to this bright green field, such a bright green. It was not a regular green that you see on the planet. It was emerald. It wasn't just the way it looked, guys. It's the way it felt. My body felt like I could feel the green. And I was just like saturated with this green energy. And after that, I did find that my like healing abilities had increased. At the time, I was doing a lot of this was back when I was a Christian minister. So I'm not gonna lay my hands on you in the name of Jesus and all that, right? But this is used back in the day. I never acted like that, just saying. But people would come to me and I'd pray for them. I'd lay my hands on them and pray for their sickness in their body or in their mind if they were struggling with anxiety. I also would do like oil. I'd anoint people with oil. I'd pray for people to receive the baptism in the Holy Spirit, which is basically speaking in tongues or light language, if you want to call it that. Same thing to me. So I don't know why I'm talking about that, but Maybe you're a healer. That could be relevant. But I've moved into other modalities that I find to be more effective. I still believe in the laying on of hands. I believe in the power of the like healer's hand. I believe there's power in our hands. I'm moving more into like the Reiki space and crystals, and I spent many years studying psychological healing as well. So I kind of combine all of those. Um, since I don't have my degree and I technically can't be respected, right? So yeah. Anyways, sorry. So I'm just a mystic, right? But maybe somewhere, maybe in a different dimension, you know. All right. Card number 2. All right, financial constraints. It's on the reading. It's in the reading. It's on the reading. See, that's like an attachment. It's on there. I have a bug on me. Like I have a leech on me. Like I'm seeing a spiritual leech. What's that now? There could be an attachment that's draining your finances. We're going to look at it. Number 13. All right, we're going to look at it. Card number 3, all tied up. Yeah. This card to me is always my kind of like false person energy, like somebody pretending like they're tied up, but they tied themselves up. So you could have somebody in your life that is draining you actually financially because they're draining you energetically because you like run to their rescue. And guys, I've done this stuff for years, trust me. And it might not be that. So we're gonna look at it, but that's my first impression, the first layer. You could have a leech, and this could be somebody you don't talk to, guys. That's what that attachment thing was, going up in the elevator, leaving behind old stuff. I mean, these could be ghosts from the past. This could be attachments to a different version of you in a different timeline that you've already outgrown, but there's just these certain little things that you still resonate with. Like you could have certain insecurities, again, you and me both, right? That we feel like, at the moment, it's like everything comes up. Yeah, it's like I feel all of a sudden I feel defeated right now. I feel insecure in this energy. I feel like I can't do something, like I'm not enough. I feel deflated. This gives 4 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles. I feel like this all the time, and this is my belief. It's not about not feeling those things anymore. The fact that you're feeling those things is not necessarily indicative of the attachment itself. This is my point. It's not to demonize ourselves. It's not to pick on ourselves. It's not to beat ourselves down. Like, what's wrong with me? Why do I still have these insecurities? I'm doing well in my life. Uh, it's like you're a certain way in front of a group or in a persona of some kind. We all do this. And that goes back to the mask thing, right? We all do this. And I would argue you need a mask or two depending on what room you're in, right? Again, there's nothing wrong with feeling these feelings. But I am seeing the 5 of Swords. These hurtful things that we could say to ourselves because we're frustrated or because we wish we were further along in something. That's really the key to this message. I could stop right here. I'm going to clarify, but I could stop right on this point. It's about accepting where you currently are. I actually love the 4 of Cups for the every time I see the 4 of Cups, I instantly hate it energetically, right? But I love it on the flip side because think about the scene, right? It's the guy with his back up against the tree. And I think about how I feel when I'm sitting outside with my back up against a tree with my leather-bound journal, sitting out there, meditating. Maybe I have my crystals with me, looking up into the sky. It's like I'm zooming out or it's zooming in. I'm not sure. I'm releasing things. I'm connecting. I'm grounding myself. The Four of Cups is actually an opportunity, hence the cup coming his way. It's like God meeting you where you're at, or however you identify your higher power, right? It's meeting you right where you're at. It's not judging you. It's non-judgment. The Four of Cups practices non-judgment, I believe. They're offering you the cup not out of pity, not out of you should be happy or you should be grateful. Here's this cup. This is what you should be doing, or this is how you should be feeling, or you should be further along. So we're just helping you by because you clearly can't do it yourself. No. Technically, the Four of Cups is like the higher version of yourself handing you the cup from another dimension. It's an encouragement. It's not a missed opportunity. It's only missed. I don't even want to say it's ever missed because I feel like things always just come back around. Like everything's always working out for me. I say that all the time. Everything's always working out for you. So even if you do miss an opportunity, it's going to come around the mountain again in another form, even. Nothing ever is negative, truly. Um, well, it depends how you see it. But that's what this balanced point of view is all about here, this angel of balance. It's to balance out the polarity. Also, if this is not like another person for you and that story doesn't apply, because that could even be a past narrative, like you used to play the hero. You and me both. Savior Complex by Phoebe Bridgers. All right. Alexa, I'm just kidding. All right. Can't play any music on YouTube. They're going to slap you on the wrist. I'm also seeing these as two versions of you. One where you're like taking action, you're living your dream. This is kind of like the King of Wands or something like that, right? And then this is kind of the Eight of Swords. And that's why the financial constraints is in the middle. And it might, confirmation, it might not be finances for everybody here. This is like the Five of Pentacles. Like this is feeling like not enough. So this is the strategy, guys. Like this is what we're looking at here. It's to balance those two polarities out. It's not to demonize yourself when you're not just like freaking Superman every day of your damn life. Like everyone with the devil here. It just feels like I feel like I'm beating myself up, and I'm an honest person. I do this to myself. Even if right now I was world renowned, I was a multi-billionaire, I have all these like best-selling books, I'm somebody, whatever. I'm somebody now, you're somebody now, right? That's this message really. But I'm just saying, I'm always going to struggle with this shit because it's the demon. It's the demon mind. It's the devil. It's not connected to success, even if we think it is. So part of this strategy is actually just coming to terms with the elephant in the room and just being like, you're always going to be here, aren't you? I'm not trying to be discouraging, guys. I'm a realist. I keep a balanced point of view. There's storms, there's always going to be storms, and there's also going to be extremely happy days. These seem like polar opposites to me as well. This is a form of a healing here with the healer of the ages. It's a balance. It's like the temperance card. It heals the in-between where we feel like we're not enough. It's okay to have both of these things. Sometimes we're just blasting forward. We're becoming more and more successful. We feel great about ourselves. We're seeing results. But other times we're gonna feel all tied up, guys. That does not overall translate to an empty cabinet. That doesn't mean that all of a sudden, when you're not operating on 115%, that you're suddenly like stuck and nothing's happening and nothing's working, and you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be rude, guys. I'm saying we all do this. The human mind skews negative, right? It naturally skews negative. It especially when it has to do with like survival, money, like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You don't get to that high level stuff like it's a pyramid. So the bottom few layers are just basic survival, guys. It's like shelter, money, like general health in your brain so that you could even function and have a job, like basics of life. Then it starts getting up to the more like spiritual questions about reality. And when we have abundance, we have the availability to even, postulate and consider like, so that's this here, right? It's like the bottom 3 chakras. And that's what we've been trying to avoid, let's be honest. I'll be honest. This energy here with the grounding, when we start grounding, it avoids any escapism and it brings us back to earth to this bullshit. And that's where we don't want to be. But that's precisely where we need to be, right? That's where I've been recently, and I feel better. Like when I went away for a few weeks, I focused 100% on my root chakra. I even have a picture of me in my Herman costume, and I'm holding my red jasper, and I'm wearing red socks because I was getting into my like root chakra energy, and I spent a few weeks grounding. I'm gonna not lie, I felt like this. Because storm warning, because it brings you down to earth, and it shows the discrepancy between like what you perceive yourself to be, like what you want to be all the time, and where you are now, and it makes you feel like I'm not where I want to be. But that's the thing. This is the next step. This is the key. This is what we don't want to look at. The empty cabinet, whatever that may mean to you. You could even feel like there's something about me that's not enough in some way, or I wish I had this. That in and of itself is the key. That's why we're not finding it, because who the hell wants to look at this thing? I mean, this literally, this looks like a safe, actually, doesn't it? I thought it was a cabinet at first, but I think it's actually a safe, because if you look closer at that thing, it looks like it has numbers on it, like one of those types of numbered codes. But the key still stands. You're getting like the passcode, or you're getting the key, and it's exactly the thing we don't want to look at. For some people here, this has to do with like love. This is like the 10 of Cups, right? And we could feel feelings about any of that stuff, right? So let's clarify these. Yeah, this is actually a lot about healing here, this reading, with the star and healer of the ages, Jesus in the house. This is a process, guys. And a lot of you are really highly advanced individuals on your spiritual quest, right? So this is not me saying like, oh, you need to heal all this stuff. Like, I know I'm talking to people who some of you specialize in this. Like, some of you are astrologers, or you're Reiki masters, or you're card readers, like you're healers. So I'm kind of talking to people that you already know all this, and this is like somebody coming from like the side door being like, I see a blind spot. Like, I want you to do that for me, sort of a thing. You know what I mean? This is like seeing something we can't see. I'm seeing going up a staircase. We talked about the elevator example, but I'm also seeing it as a staircase, And it's like taking, this is kind of like the 8 of Wands. It's like going up like 10 steps and then feeling psychologically like you're moving 10 steps backwards in some way because you stepped on a step that like it's all rotted through. I'm seeing that. Like this is a step and it's all rotted through and it's like falling through that step and feeling like you hit rock bottom or you're back to square one again in some way. That's this message. That is not true. You're never back at square one. You're never 10 steps back. It's kind of like your entire company explodes, you lose everything, and then the next day you start a new fucking company. It's like you know how to do something already. You know who you are already. So it's never going to take you as long as it took you the first time to get to this checkpoint in the video game. You're just going to regenerate. Like you're going to die, supposedly die, could be an ego death here for some of us. And you're just going to regenerate back at the same spot again. You're not going to have to start the whole game over again. So that's confronting this elephant in the room, whether it's literal finances or it's some sort of 5 of Pentacles trauma or pattern or painful situations that have happened again and again. You're going to have a victory. This is a breakthrough reading. This is this key. All right, let's clarify these. Action, financial constraints, and all tied up for the collective. I love reading for you guys. I'm proud of everybody. We're all just doing our own thing, right? And that's the most powerful thing we can do. We help each other by just focusing on ourselves and just continuing to evolve and ascend. Yeah, it's like we can see each other in the astral, like how we're all evolving and how we're all growing and like cheering each other on in spirit. Yeah, look, cheering each other on. 3 of Cups. Having our own little party in the astral. It's like you get off the elevator and you get out and everybody's standing there like, surprise! It's like a huge party. Wow, that's cool. 1, 2, and 3. So we have the Wheel of Fortune here with the 9 of Wands and the Justice card. That's that angel of balance coming through. Where did she go? With the Justice card. Justice is justice, yes, having justice in a situation that was, well, unjust. But it's also a card of balance, and it's Libran. It's beauty. Like, that's this 10 of Cups sort of energy. Like, it's beautiful. It's luxurious. That's what I was talking about that golden energy earlier. It has that luxurious vibe, but the cornucopia, the Venus, the Venusian, Libran energy. It's like walking into a beautiful hotel or luxury wardrobe or, you know, like having, like I'm seeing like a man go to like a high-end barber and they put that like warm towel like on their face after they like shave their beard. And it's like it's something unnecessary in a way. It's like you're moving to the next level where this is beyond the basics. Like remember how I was talking about Maslow's hierarchy of needs? The 9 of Wands is kind of a fight or flight energy. It's like a warrior energy. It's like we somehow got here. Thank God. By the sheer will of God, we got here. By the grace of God, go I. But that's what this next phase is, this next level is. It's just happiness. It's just luxury just for the sake of it. You know, it's like the extras. This is the extras. And they want you to start like living in that. See, there's the 5 of Pentacles. Living in a state of luxuries. It's an energy. And looking that elephant right in the eye, whatever it may be for each and every one of us, that's actually the key here. It's that shadow work. But shadow work isn't just negative, guys. It's just being honest with ourselves. It's being grounded. It's being honest. And then it's being grateful. Like, damn, at least I got this far. Like 5 years ago, I compare 5 years ago to today. And I'm like, I'm in a place that I didn't even know I would be in a few years ago. Like, if I knew a few years ago I'd be where I am now, I would look at myself as abundant, right? So it's all relative. So being grounded in reality, slamming down to earth is actually the best possible thing we can do. That's how we actually take the step to the higher realms, because we just are in the moment. Like, it's visceral. We're in reality. We're not out in escapism or out in some la la land. We can actually manifest from this place of reality. Even if it's not like what we want it to be, guys. Hey, we're doing all right. We're all doing all right here. I feel like a lot of us, we're blessed. Like, we've been through some shit. The people that I read for. And you guys have just followed the compass, and it's led you from step to step to step to step. Now they want to bring you up another step, and it's balancing these polarities. It's balancing into almost like a different location. And I talked about that in my reading right before this. It was a super trippy, cool one with like aliens and everything. It was moving you into a different territory. That's how it came through in that reading, where you could no longer be accessed by a negative energy. Here I'm seeing it similar. You're moving into a different territory, a different location, but it's within yourself. It's like adjusting something within yourself, aligning something within yourself. But I like to see it less about alignment and more about balance. Because not everything's going to be the same every day, perfect, pristine order, and I'm a Virgo, so that's saying a lot. It's more about balance. It's not about perfect percentages and like exact, precise, like everything's perfect all the fucking time. I'm at 110% every single day, every single moment. It's like, we are perfect just as we are. Even with the flaws. The flaws are what makes you interesting. It's what makes you special. Like, the flaws are actually some of the things that you'll find people like about you, right? So, it's about balancing out our own system. It brings us into a different location where we can actually feel into the reality of our lives and actually freaking enjoy it too. Right? Some of us have just been barely surviving here with the storm warning. That's a different, walking away. And we have the root chakra here with first chakra. Walking away, it might not be actually walking away. It might just be grounding. That is walking away from, excuse me, guys, confirmation. That is walking away technically from an old version of things. 2.0, 3.0. That's what this metaphor thing is. It's meta 4.0. Like, this is the 4.0, like, of my show, of this version of things. Like, I've changed this multiple times and I'll be changing it again. That's just me. I'm always like going for the next thing, and I'm talking to people that are the same way, but we need to stay balanced. Like, we can't always be on all the time. You know, that's what actually kind of brings us to this low place. Like, this is what can crash you out into a lower place and end up averaging everything at a lower place because we're so hard on ourselves. If we were just more balanced, our average would be higher. Does that make sense? Like, if you're looking at a graph, it's not going to be such drastic. It's going to be more like this. And that's a stock in the stock market. Like, those are the whales. Like, that's what they call a whale. That's a company that you could hit it with, like, it could have terrible news. Like, everyone could be like bashing it. Like, there could be protests outside the building. It's doing terrible because of all this like negative stuff. And then you'll look at the stock the next day and it's like barely taken a hit. But in the news, it was like $4.2 billion, something. They lost $4.2 billion. And it's like the stock's barely changed in its value because it's that's that King and Queen of Pentacles stuff. That's the boring stuff, right? But is it so boring when you get hit with a storm, right? That's this. It's like you could get hit with a storm, the big tornado comes, you have an entire freaking storm cellar, like full of food and water and like shelter, even for the neighbors to come to, because you are stable. Like, you are. I'm not saying you're not stable, guys. I'm saying this is an art. This is self-discipline, self-mastery stuff. And this is like my main focus. If I'm really honest with you guys, like in my personal private life, this is my main focus, is balance. Because I got a lot of energy and there's a lot going on and I'm always seeing crazy visions and I feel like I need to ground myself. And then I also have this other side to me that's like extremely practical, and they like fight because I'm a 12th house stellium and I have all this earth in my chart. Going back to what I was saying at the beginning of the reading about birth chart stuff, we've got to learn to work with our placements. Like, I know that shit about myself. I know I'm going to crash out and start thinking like, oh, my channel sucks, my videos suck, my business sucks, like everything sucks, bro. Like, I don't know, like I'm gonna start going into that, even if it's doing absolutely wonderful and I love my life, because it's a patterning of negative shit in my brain from all the abuse I've gone through. I'm honest with myself. I know that's true. I know I have those negative leans in myself, so I prep for that. I'm just like, I accept myself as I am. I know I still have issues, hence my album Tissues, all about my issues, right? I just embrace it. I'm honest. I ground myself in reality. I look at what I got, and we take what we got and we make the best of it. And we're proud of ourselves, even if we feel like we could be doing better. We could be hotter or something, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, there's always going to be something. There's always going to be something to negatively focus on, right? You could have everything you want and still be like, yeah, but wouldn't it be great to have like a 9-bedroom home? You know, it's never going to be enough. We'll never be enough. We'll never feel enough. We'll never feel like we are enough. Even if we get all the things that make us feel like we'll think we're enough, if we have these things, even if you get those things, trust me, mark my words, you will find a way to fuck it up again. You're going to find a way to be like, well, but what about Bob down the street? He has a boat. Like, I don't have a boat. And it doesn't just have to be like assets and money, guys. I'm just saying. Like, didn't Marjorie come through in the reading right before this? She's in the news. Like, I don't do politics, but I don't know. I don't know what she's doing. I don't really know what's going on with that. But that came through again. That came through twice. And I saw her in the news. That blonde lady. I don't know. I don't do politics. All right. Action. Lights, camera, action. Yeah. Clarifying action card. We have the Nine of Swords. You could even feel like anxious. Like that goes back to this balance card. I was heavily drawn to it. I just didn't say anything. Is her holding this, the sands of time here, this hourglass. You could even feel like, you're running out of time. You're not running out of time, guys. That's this discipline, and I'm going to call it a discipline. It's a grounding discipline. It's a reality check discipline. It's a root chakra discipline. I have to do this every single day. Have a lot of Mercury. I'm running 1,000 miles a minute, even if it's positive, even if I'm like excited about a topic I'm learning, or I'm thinking about all this stuff I want to do, or like all those interesting things. I'm like, I have to like calm myself the hell down with the Nine of Swords. Like this can be that rumination I was talking about, or this anxiety that just gets ratcheted up higher and higher. And it's not anxiety for everybody. It could just be like this storm warning energy that makes you feel like I've got to do something. I wouldn't do anything out of that place, just my opinion. Anytime you're like, I got to do something, I got to do it now. Or if I don't do it now, then it's gone and I lost my opportunity. And that goes back to that Four of Cups. No, you didn't. No. You're never going to lose your opportunity. With anything. That's just, I mean, maybe I've just got blind confidence. I don't know, but no, but in all seriousness, that I believe, Felicia? Yeah, that I believe is the root of true confidence. Confidence is not about being the loudest in the room with the most money and the biggest dick, right? That's not that. It's being able to balance this shit, right? It's knowing no matter what happens, I'm good. I'm fine. It's the law of detachment. It's like I could lose everything tomorrow. This whole, God forbid, this whole house could burn down. I could lose everything. My entire channel blows up. Like everything in my life goes to shit. I'm good. Like I'll be good. Like I'll figure it out. Like I will find a way to like be okay again. It's that scorpionic energy. It's that phoenix energy. It's almost a dark quality that I've embraced where it's not that I wish for things to happen so that I can transform again. It's just I don't need to wish for anything. Shit's gonna blow up on its own. When it does, and I'm not saying to manifest negative intent, I'm saying life's life, shit happens, things are out of our hands, we can't control everything, we can't control the hands of time, we can't control destiny. Some things just are out of our hands, like I was talking about with predestination. That's what helps us to settle down into reality. At least for me. I don't know, I'm just sharing a couple things. I'm not saying this is everyone's worldview and has to be, and it's the only way to success, and it's the only way. I'm just saying this is what I do. Because I struggle with Nine of Swords all the time. All the time. How do I work through it? Balancing myself. Actually leaning into that. Leaning into this wave. Leaning into this energy, because this high anxiety, fear, worry, panic, I gotta act now, I gotta do it now, or I missed my opportunity, or I've gotta hurry up, or I'm, whatever that feeling of that I would never work out of a place like that. I would work out of a grounded place where it's like, I'm gonna give it all I've got and I'm gonna do the best I can, but it's not, this is not all I am. You know what I'm saying? But what I was going to say is this is like a negative high energy. This is a positive high speed energy. This could very well be this. This is like how people say the difference is very small between excitement and anxiety. Like it's almost minuscule, like the line between anxiety and excitement. That's what I'm seeing here. So This is what's crazy too. This is what's something that they've shown me many times is that when I'm starting to feel extremely anxious, I could actually be picking up on something that's happening for my higher self. Like I might be standing on stage right now speaking, and that's why I'm so nervous. Does that make sense? Like, say tonight, I'm not going to predict this for myself, but because I do it anyway, Lord knows. But say tonight I start getting like super anxious, my heart's pounding, I feel like really nervous. What if at that time in another dimension, possibly in a future time, I'm actually giving a talk on a stage somewhere and my heart is pounding because of that? Like, we're multidimensional beings. So stay open minded to even the negative shit you're feeling and feel into that. Everything's spiritual, even the supposed negatives. That's this balance that I'm talking about here. It's like looking at everything from every angle, grounding into that, and just like accepting yourself, man. Sitting in your underwear, just as you are. You know what I'm saying? Like in the bed at night, like in the Nine of Swords. That to me is true confidence, that you can just be honest, grounded, and just accept yourself as you are, so that no matter what happens in life, like you're going to figure it out for yourself. You're going to be good. Clarifying financial constraints, we have the Queen of Wands. It's a mindset, guys. I don't want to say this is fake it till you make it. This is more the confidence to look at it, like I was talking about, like that blind, raw confidence of looking at whatever this bullshit is in the eye. And I don't want to call it bullshit, because for some of us, this is like a hurt aspect of us that we're integrating, and it's actually becoming a very powerful asset to us. Like I was saying about, these two energies are actually kind of the same thing, negative and positive, but of the same thing. I'm seeing this here. It's like something that you feel insecure about is going to end up becoming your greatest strength. Like with me, I struggled with so many years with my confidence, with performing my music, with speaking, just all the shit I do now. It's actually my greatest strength. That's the irony, is that sometimes the thing that you struggle most with is actually meant to be your greatest strength in the positive. And that's why you struggle with it so bad, because that's what your soul is tinkering with. Right? So this could be like a confidence thing for us here. It's been for me. So I'm sure a lot of you guys relate to that as well, because it's coming up here. And I'm reading for the group. I'm not reading for me, right? And she came up in yesterday's reading. If you want to watch that, feel free, guys, because I was talking about how someone was seeing you as their pet, like as their pet cat. That's this energy. If that first story applied to you, where I was talking about like an attachment to someone or something that made you feel like you were their pet, basically, Clarifying all tied up, we have the Queen of Pentacles. See, that's that woman holding a coin energy. This is how I'm seeing it. These two negative things, this is like the Five of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. Feeling all tied up and feeling like left out in the cold or insecure, or I don't have enough money and I don't know what to do to change these things. Possibly we use escapism to run away from it. That's why, and you and me both, all the fucking time, right? But if we have the reality, if we come back to the reality, we know that about ourselves, we're honest, we ground ourselves back down again, and we try again. Because some of us could be running away from, like, it's an avoidance. But this is what I'm saying. These are seemingly negative things, right? But look at what they're clarified by. These are very positive things. This is confidence, and this is like financial abundance. So these are the exact opposite of whatever this is. Not knowing what to do and struggling with not having enough. This is knowing what to do and having enough. This is being worried and fearful. This is being excited and charging forward with all your heart and feeling your heart pounding out of your chest because you're on like the ride of your life here. Right? So it's everything. That's this balance energy. It's if you are struggling with the negative, I learned this so many years ago. If you're struggling with the negative, the positive also exists by default. If you have the negative in your life, the positive exists. If you're struggling for money, you have money somewhere because there's always going to be that flip side of the same coin. It's an ounce of silver. Gold is going up in price right now. Just saying. Look, I just opened up to the King of Wands. So for some of you, I told you, there's like a relationship thing here. Anything on that element? Because we have that 10 of Cupsy stuff. Anything quick you want to say on that? We have the 9 of Wands. So my phone died right at that point. My phone has not died in so long while I've been filming. And it happened right on this love connection thing. Now, remember how I was talking about before, like, running away or an escapism of some kind? I'm seeing this not only as love, for some it is, but for others, it's kind of like hitting that wall. And then once you kind of start to look, I do this, so that's how I know about it. Once you start to kind of hit that breakthrough point where you're looking at the insecurity in the eye, whatever it may be, it's like the phone shuts off, like the phone dies. And that is a form of like shutting off or shutting down. Now, while I was out there, I decided to grab my deck from the cards I drew this morning, which was the Hermit, like I was saying, with the 10 of Cups in the reverse, and look what's right behind it, the 8 of Swords and the 9 of Swords, which are cards we have in this reading. So now I'll say for me, with the Devil at the bottom of this deck, the 8 of Swords is here too. So I know at least a couple people relate to this. I went from being someone, like when I was younger, to... I feel like I switched attachment styles. Like, I feel like I was in an anxious attachment at first. Like, I always wanted to be around my partner, like, in an anxious way with the 9 of Swords. And then I turned into like a commitment phobe. Like, I hit the other side with the 10 of Cups in the reverse. Like, I hit the other extreme. Like, after a period of time in relationships, it's like I went from being anxiously attached to avoidant. Like, I was avoidant. Like, I was detached. I was like a commitment phobe. Like, and both of those, my opinion, of course, anything that's completely unbalanced on one side or the other is, well, it's toxic for us, I'll say. So there could be themes like that coming up, like running away if there is, with these 2 9s, like anxiety or intimidation, or not, or even just like simply not knowing what to do or what next step to take in a relationship capacity. And this might not be fully conscious, guys, because sometimes our body just reacts, like the phone just shuts off, for example, right? So any other closing words on the King and Queen of Wands here? I'm not saying I'm fully healed, but yeah, with the Hermit again. Speaking from my own experience, I personally believe it is possible to heal your attachment style. I do believe I am a secure attachment style now, or I am close. Because I've done so much work and, the work is never done, right? But I've become how I was talking about earlier over that balance energy of accepting myself in the moment, and it happens inwardly. It can't happen in a relationship capacity until it happens first within ourselves, right? So again, I'm not perfect. I don't have all the answers, but I know from my own life that it's possible to close out certain cycles. And yet today I got the 10 of Cups in the reverse in my own personal spread, just being transparent. So there's something that they're trying to show me with the Hermit and the 10 of Cups in the reverse for myself. They're like, are you scared of happiness? Are you like allergic to the 10 of Cups? I don't know. I don't know what that's about. So I'll let you guys know. I said on one of my videos, I forgot which one it was. I think it was the Land of Milk and Honey one, maybe. I don't know what one it was. Maybe it was the inner child one. I said something about like doing this sort of healing work, and I'll let you guys know. So I'm letting you know, right? I'm always working through my own stuff too. And then I know that I can share it with other people once I figure it out. Or at least have a couple things to say, right? God willing. All right, everybody. You found the key. And the key is different for everybody. The key really is the Hermit. That's really the 5 of Swords. Yeah. The 5 of Swords with the Hermit, it's like all that stuff could be coming up with the 5 of Swords when you're in the Hermit, and like all of this. Look at how much of the deck fell out when I started saying that. And I saw that 5 of Swords earlier in the reading. This is this reading in conclusion. It's this energy of balance. It's not about beating ourselves up for still having negative feelings. In fact, the negative feeling is indicative of its opposite, right? So if I'm getting the 10 of Cups in the reverse in my personal spread, that means it's 10 of Cups somewhere. And that's why I'm doing the healing work, because my higher self is like, hey, Missy, hello, Melissa, hi. We're over here in the 10 of Cups where we're like super happy trying to get you here. So what's up? We're over here on the other side, and just letting you know that if you do a little work here, yeah, because I struggle with the inner critic as well. If we do a little work here with the Hermit, we'll meet you on the other side with the 10 of Cups, right? That's the key. So I love you guys. It's been Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. If you would like to listen to today's episode of The Metamystic Show or any of our other episodes, you can always catch me on Spotify and Apple Podcasts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. EST. If you want to listen, if you would like to watch the show, you can always get it on my YouTube channel at The Metamystic. I love you guys so much. Thank you to everybody who donates. I deeply appreciate it. Wearing my starfish necklace again today. Love this. Thank you to everybody. Really makes a difference. I thank you so much for your donations, guys. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, you can always email me. Info is down below. Even if you don't have a specific question, that's fine. We could just even do a general reading for you. I do a lot of those for people, and people seem to like them. If you've gotten a personal reading from me, leave in the comments below what you thought so other people can see what it's like. All right, guys, I love you, and I'll see you on the next one.